Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will try to integrate PayPal payment gateway inside your Node.js and Express application right in the browser itself. So we will try to sell digital goods after the user has made the payment, and they will be automatically be redirected to the download page where you can download any digital good. Let's suppose you are downloading a PDF file, image file, any source code that you are selling. So it's still a complete tutorial. So let me just start from scratch. And if I open this inside incognito window, and if I open the home page of the application, localhost 8000. So now you will actually see the home page of PayPal, and here you will be allowed to the user to. Let me just open the Zoom It application so that I can show you. So now you can see we have used Tailwind CSS. This is our pay with PayPal button, and this is actually the home page. So as you click this button, you will be redirected to PayPal. So here you need to enter the email address and password. So I'm here inside sandbox mode. We are in testing mode. So PayPal does provide you with the test email accounts. So one such email account you can create inside PayPal dashboard. So I've already created this. Let me show you how to pay. So I basically providing a PayPal sandbox account, and then next, and here you need to provide the password. So I will simply paste the password right here and log in. So now it will have your virtual wallet, and you will basically see $1. The payment amount is that, and it will translate this to your local currency, and it will simply continue to review order. So once you make the payment, you will be redirected to the download page. So here you will see we have this download page, and now the user can simply download their file. So this is actually the PDF file that we are selling. So once they do this, they can view the digital product, which is actually a PDF file. So let's suppose the user actually. So let me show you the second scenario. Let's suppose the user pays, and once they make the payment, let me just show you with the same email address. So once they make the payment, they will be redirected to the download page. But before that, if you want to directly go to that route, if I go to this route, I can't access the download. You can just see it will redirect me to the payment page. I can't access without payment. I can't go to slash download. That route is protected. So once you make the payment, after that automatically you will be redirected to the download page where you can simply download your digital product. So now you can just see that now we are successfully redirected to the download page. So here we can simply download the file. So let's suppose if you close the tab for some reason, let's suppose accidentally the user closed this tab, you can even go to the same page. If you open the home page right here, it will detect that the user has made the payment. It will store that information in the session variable, and you will be redirected to the login download page automatically. So the application will automatically redirect it to. So so this information is saved in the session variable. So again, if you close it, if you try to access it, you will be redirected to the download page. So this is really useful because we don't want the user to accidentally, if they close the tab, still if they visit the website, they will be redirected. The application will detect that the user has made the payment, and that's why it will be showing the download page. And I'm just selling this PDF file. You can just sell anything. You just need to move this in the public folder. So instead of this, you can sell any digital good. So now let me show you this one PayPal account from which we are actually buying it. So this is actually a sandbox account. So you can just see it actually tells you from which store you are buying. So John Doe's test store, and $1. You can just click on this transaction to get more additional information about this transaction, such as which Visa card that you are using, which this is a seller information, email address, purchase details. So everything is there. And also if you want to view the business account from which the merchant account you are selling it, this is actually the sandbox account for the merchant. So here, once you get the payment, you will get a notification that you got the payment from this person, which is of $1. So let's suppose if I change the code here, let me change the price, let me change the person name to show you. So here you can customize everything. You can change the item name, price as well. Let's suppose instead of $1, let me make it $100. And you can even change the currency as well. So PayPal supports, I think 15 to 20 currencies around the world. You can uh, do this, change the currency as well. And you can change the description about the product. You can change the, let's suppose if show source code, I change the name here. So if I make this change right here and once again try to purchase it, and if I open the same route, localhost 8000, click on this button, some error is there, invalid request. Okay, whenever you are providing your, I think this, okay, this needs to be item. This is actually a name property. So whatever you are selling, you need to change this information. I have just changed the price here from $1 to $100. So here we need to go to the index.html file. So whatever you are selling here, you need to change it. I think, let me make this change right here and refresh. Guys, I figured out the error. The error was pretty simple. So right here, if you are changing the price, let's suppose I changed it from 1 to 100. So this will be the name here. You can just change it. So source code of app. So right here inside the amount object, here also this total property needs to be changed. So this is actually the price that you have set 100. You also need to change it here also from 1 to 100. And right at the bottom side you have the success callback. Here also the amount is there. You need to change the total property. So whatever the price that you are setting, you need to set the total property to be like this. So now if you make this change, and again if you try to buy this, if I open this, so click on that, and here you again need to log in with your details. So let me copy the email address, paste it, and then if I paste the password as well, so now you will see instead of $1 we will be charging the user $100. You will see the price is changed, and click on continue. So once you continue, you will see you will be redirected to the download page, and now you can download your digital good, save it. So if you now see the account right here, if I show you, we again need to, there is a personal account, this is a business account. So you need to go to this URL sandboxpaypal.com. So instead of $1, it will be charging, you can log in with this details. So here, so these are the different accounts are there. Let me log in with the business account. So after some time, you will be log out automatically. So you again need to log in with your details. So this is actually the business account here, and I just need to paste the password right here. So you can just see you are currently in sandbox mode. So now if you see guys, you will see you have been charged. This is the business account. You have been getting this payment here of $100 from this user John Doe. So now if you see, the price has been changed. Same goes with the personal account as well. If you log in with these details, if you go to this URL, log in with this email address, and this is actually the password. So now if you see, $100 has been cut. So if you want to see more additional information about this transaction, so you will actually see the price. You will see the title of the app is product is being changed from source code of app, and we are charging 100 down. So all this is customizable in the code, and I will be showing you in this video step by step on how to integrate PayPal inside your app to actually sell this digital good. So all the source code is given in the description of this video. You can go to my website procodestore.com and directly purchase the full source code of this application. So a zip file will be there. After you make the payment, you will be getting this zip file from Google Drive. So this will actually have the Node.js Express code and also the HTML code as well. So full directory structure will be available. The link is given in the description. So now let's get started by building this application. Now to get started guys, we are starting it from scratch. If you see, no file is present. So first of all, we do need to initialize the package.json file by npm init-y. So simply execute this and you will actually see a package.json file will be created with the default options. Now we need to install some modules. So first module we need to install is Express, which will be the backend server, which we will be writing the application Express. And second, we will need to install PayPal REST SDK. So we are integrating PayPal right here. So this actually has PayPal functionality. So just install this module as well, PayPal REST SDK. And then we also need to install Express session. So Express session will handle the session details for us. So once the user makes the payment, we will actually store all that information in the session so that the user can download the digital product after that. So this is required. That's all that is required for this application, these three dependencies. So simply install them. So now we will actually create a index.js file. So this will actually be the starting point of the application. So we need to require the Express We need to make a simple Express app and start that application on port number 5000. Server is listening on port 5000. Now we also need to make a public directory where we will be storing all the static assets. So just make an index.html file right here, which will be the file that we will show to the user. So also include the path module as well, which is a built-in module. And now whenever the user goes to the home page, we will simply say, we will show the index.html file. So you will simply say response.send file path.join index.html. So whenever users goes to the home page, we are showing this index.html file. So here we can simply show PayPal login page. So if you need to start this application, simply node index.js. So it will start this on localhost 5000. If you try to go to it, it will look something, no such file or directory. Okay, it is present in the public directory, so we do need to write here public and then index.html in single quotes because it is present in the public directory, so we do need to do this. Now you can see PayPal is showing, so we are on the home page. So now we need to construct this home page, and for this we will be making use of Tailwind CSS. So this will be really simple. Instead of this h1 tag, let's delete this, and we will be including the CDN link for Tailwind CSS. So we have included this. So after this, we need to simply say class flex items center, justify center, minimum height screen, and background color of gray 100. So inside the div, we will have a background of white. Padding will be 6 and it will be rounded. It will have a shadow of medium and it will be placed in the center position, and we will have an h1 tag right here. Text 2 XL, font bold, margin bottom 4. You will say that PayPal payments page. So if you refresh now, it will look something like this, right in the center position. So after this, we will have a simple paragraph. We will simply say that click the button below to make a payment with PayPal. So after this, we will have a simple anchor tag which will redirect the user to the HTTP localhost 5000/payment route, and it will have a simple class of bgblue 500. Text color will be white, padding x in the 4, padding in the y direction 2, rounded, shadow. So when we hover onto this, the color will change bgblue 600. So we do need to actually add a label to it, to this anchor tag. We will simply say pay with PayPal. So you can just see this is actually the home page is ready. Now if I click this button, I will be redirected to this payment route. So we do need to create this route. So go to index.js. So right here we need to create this payment route, but before creating it we do need to configure PayPal. So for configuring PayPal we do need to include this dependency. We need to require it, which is PayPal REST SDK, and this module expects a client ID and a client secret. Right here we can simply say paypal.configure, and this takes an object. First property is takes as a mode. So if you are in live mode or sandbox, so we are on sandbox mode, so we will provide sandbox, and then it takes the client ID and the client secret. So these two information you need to get this from your PayPal dashboard. I will show you how to get this. It's very simple. So now you need to go to this address, which is PayPal developer dashboard. So just write this on Google and just go to it, and you will be redirected to, so you will be in sandbox mode by default. So then you need to go to this option, which is apps and credentials, and here you need to create a brand new app. By default this default application will be created, so you can create a brand new app by clicking this button, create app. So now you can create an app. So you can give an app name as well, but before creating an app you need to create a sandbox account. So right here there is an option of testing tools right here, and you will see this sandbox accounts. You do need a business account and a personal account here. So go to these sandbox accounts, and by default two accounts will be created by default. So if you want to create a brand new sandbox account, click on this create account option, and here you need to select either it can be personal or a business account, merchant account or buyer account. So we need to create a business account. So here you can select your country as well. So I will select the country and click on create account. So now it will create a business sandbox account. You will see it has been created successfully. So this is my account right here, SP. Similarly, we can create a personal account as well. Just need to refresh it. Now the personal account is selected. So now if you see a personal account is also being created. So we have created this. Now at time of creating an application, you can give this anything, let's suppose testing app. So by default, this needs to be selected with which is merchant, because you will be selling the digital goods. And now you can select the your business account that you have created. This is SPGW. You need to refresh it for that to show up. So now if you see, our account which we have created is showing up. So you need to select that business account and then give it a name, testing app. Click on create app, and now it will give you that client ID and client secret. So make sure that you select the same business account that you have created, in which you will be accepting payments. Now it will give you this client ID and client secret. This will be different for you, so don't copy my information. So paste similarly this client secret as well. So after getting both this information, now we can actually write the code for the payment. And also we do need to initialize the session as well. Session, if you want to store the information of the payment. So this package express session that we installed. So now to set up this, it takes some options. we need to pass it as a middleware. So once we initialize the Express app, we can, after this, we can use it as a middleware app.use function. So you can say that session, you can see session variable, we are passing it, and it takes some options. First option is the secret key. This can be anything, any value. Let me just type secret key. The second option is take a resave. This is a Boolean parameter, set it to false. Save uninitialized is, it's also a Boolean parameter. The default value is true. And the cookie. So this is actually how much seconds you need to store it. So secure false simply means that store this information unlimited number of time. So this is actually the session is initialized with these default options. Now we can actually write that request slash payment. So once the user clicks that button, this request will be executed. It will be a get request slash payment. This will actually be a async function, request response. And here we need to create a JSON payment object. So inside this object, we will have different details about the product, such as the information, the details. So intent property is actually sale, because we do need to make a sale. Put a comma, and then we need to provide the information about the pair. So what payment method the user will be selecting. So we will simply be selecting the PayPal payment method. The third property will be the redirect URLs property. So this property here, we need to set the two properties here, return URL. So this means that if the payment is successful, then PayPal redirect to which page. So you can create a success page. So we can create a success route right here. Similarly, if the payment is for some reason is not completed, in that case, this will be redirected to, we can create a failed route. So this is really simple information. So if the payment is successful, it will be redirected to this route. If the payment is not successful, this will be redirected to the failed route. The next property is the information related to transaction object. This needs to be in double quotes because it's a JSON object. Transactions. This will be an array of object. This is also in double quotes. Just make sure it's a JSON, not JavaScript. So inside this, you need to provide whichever item that you're selling. So item list object is there, and it will contain a items array. Each item has its own property, such as name, quantity, how much quantity that you're selling. So I will simply say this is source code of app, and then we will say SKU, which is item, and here is the price, how much price that you're selling. So let me make it 500 US dollars. So here you need to provide the currency as well, USD. And then the quantity. So if you're selling more quantities, you can just select, but we are selling only one quantity, so quantity will be one. So after you do this, put a comma. So this is the item list is complete. And then it takes the amount object. So here also, it basically have two properties. First is the currency property, which will be USD, same currency that you selected, and a total property. So this total property will be 500 because we are only selecting one quantity right here. But let's suppose if you have selling two quantities, so the total will be $1,000. So that's why you just need to make sure how much quantity that you're selling. Based upon that, you need to select the total property. So last property is the description of short little description about the product that you're selling, so in double quotes. So you can say this is the source code. Just make sure you put the double quotes right here also. So this is actually the overall object, which is the in create payment JSON. Now we can actually pass this object to a method payment.create. So this is the create method, and here we can pass this JSON, create a payment JSON, and this actually have a callback function. So this actually will be a callback function. The second property will be payment if the payment will be successful. So here you need to simply have a if condition. If any sort of error take place, then in that case we will console log it. And also we will be redirecting the user to the failed route. So if the payment is not failed, if the payment is successful, in that case we will use a simple for loop, payment.links.length. So there will be this property payment.links.length, which will be coming in this object. So we just need to redirect. Here we need to simply compare, loop through all the links, and there is a property called as relative. We need to only get this approval URL and approval underscore URL. If this URL is equal to that, then we need to simply redirect the user to this like this. So all these links will be returning, but here we are simply using a simple for loop and if condition to simply only get the approval URL and redirect the user to that approval URL. So if you try to now execute this application at this moment of time, if I go to localhost 5000, click this button. So now it will show me localhost / approval URL. So now we do need to make this, because if you see we are having this / approval URL, we do need to make this, we are successfully getting this. App.getPayment. Guys, I figured out the error. This is showing because we actually inside links.i, we need to actually get the href property, not rel property. Just make this change. This was the problem. Just we need to get the href property. So now if you again go to localhost 5000, click on this button, you will be actually be redirected to the PayPal payment page. So here you can see we are having this. So we are on the sandbox environment, so that's why sandbox.paypal.com we are redirected to. So here we do need to go to, we need to select our any personal account that we created. So let me select this, where you need to paste the email address, and then we need to paste the password as well. So now it will actually go to your wallet and you will charge $500. You can see we are sorry, this seller doesn't accept payment in your currency. You will see all these links will be coming. This is actually the payment link right here. So this error, which is this seller doesn't accept payments in your currency. So just make sure that you have selected a business account which have United States USD dollar selected. So if you see, we have selected this business account. If you see, let me go to the apps right here, refresh. Let me select this app in which the account is connected. Let me paste the client ID right here. So just make sure the currency that you are selecting is USD, because PayPal only accepts USD, not your native currency. So just copy this. So let me again so now you can see it is actually cutting $500 that we mentioned. Click on continue. So now it will have this error because we haven't written the route for the success. You will see it will have this success route. The payment ID will be returned here. All this information, this is the actual token, which we will need all this information, the pair ID. So now we need to actually write this success URL that we actually configured, which is when the payment is successful, this route will be hit. So now we need to make this route. So when the payment is successful, we now need to allow the user to download the digital good. So right here, app.get/success. So you'll be having the pair ID, which we can get request.query. The property pair ID. The second property we do need to get is the payment ID, which will get request.query.payment ID, these two parameters. Now we need to simply make a JSON object which will have these details. This will be a simple object, and here is the first property, pair underscore ID is equal to the pair ID that we got. The second property is the transactions object. This will be an array of object. Same thing, we need to set the amount, currency, and the total 500, because the total, if you say, we have 500 right here. So after you set this, now you need to execute PayPal dot payment execute. This is actual execute method which will complete the payment with this payment ID and this execute payment JSON, and this function will be returned error of payment. This is actually callback function. If any sort of error take place, we can again console log. We can set a session variable of error, and we will simply say error.response. And then we can simply return back to the failed route. If the payment is successful in the else block, we will simply say request.session.payment is equal to the payment object that we got. Request.session. We will basically make this variable allow download to be true. So this variable will keep track of whether the user has made the payment or not. Based upon that, we will set it to true or false. So now after the payment is successful, we will set it to true. Now we'll redirect the user to the home page like this. Now we do need to make this change in this home page. We just need to make a simple middleware so that this middleware function will actually check that if the user can download the file or not. Check download access. So request next. This will be a simple function. In this function, we will simply check that if that session variable is set or not. Allow download. If this is true, in that case, we will actually be redirecting the user to the download page slash download route. Else, we will simply say next. Now we need to pass this middleware. Just pass to the home route like this. Now this is actually a protected route because we will be checking this session variable. If this is true, then only go to the download route. If this is not true, then simply show the login page. And now we need to actually write this download route. So inside this route, we just need to have a if condition that if that session variable of allow download is true, in that case only we need to show the download page. So inside the download page, it will be very simple download page. It will be present in the public directory download.html. So we do need to create inside public folder, just create download.html. You can just customize accordingly download page. So inside this you will get all the source code in the description. So for saving the time, I'm just pasting it. So right here it has using Tailwind CSS to actually have a download button, and if you click this download button, you will be redirected to this route, which is download dash file, and we are simply storing it inside local storage dot set item allow download variable to be true. Now we need to make this route, which is download file. So now to download the file slash download file. So here we again need to check if that session variable is set to true, then only we need to download the file. So now to actually download the file, it's very simple. File path. So it is actually present, will be present in the public folder, and I think I named it as sample.pdf. And then response.download of express function to actually download the file like this. So just move your digital good, whichever thing that you are selling. So I'm just selling this simple PDF file. So I will simply paste it and rename this to sample.pdf. You can even sell a zip file as well, which will contain multiple files. We are selling the simple sample.pdf file. So here we are providing this path. And now if you refresh here, localhost, you can just see the inside your download file. Just change this to 5000 because we are running this application of 5000 port number. Click the button. So now it 500. If I click, so now if you see after the payment, It is redirecting me to this page, localhost 8000. Thing. Let me open this. Localhost. Oh, sorry. You can just see we have put 8000 here. Needs to be 5000 because the app is running on localhost 5000. So now if you see, it will, if you click the payment button and you will see failed route is showing us. What is the error? Let me check. Request source ID was not found. Invalid resource ID. Let me see guys, what is the, in the success callback. What I will do, this is actually the route here, which is a success. I think I made some kind of typo mistake right here. So what I will do, I will copy this and don't waste the time. This is the thing. Let me paste it. If I paste it once again, if you are stuck at a problem, guys, you can make use of Chat GPT. Just tell the problem, invalid resource ID. Is the code correct? So in this way, you can ask questions to Chat GPT. So it will tell you the problem. The error message, invalid resource ID, typically indicates an issue with the payment ID. Make sure the total amount in the, so it is giving you the correct code by correcting it. The total amount in the execute payment JSON does not match the amount specified in the payment creation. If the price is 500, the total should also be 5000. Let me see if the, okay, you will see that guys, the total is not matching. It needs to be 5000. So we do need to change it to 5000. Now if you see it is successfully completed. Now it has redirected to me this download page. Now you can simply download your digital good. You will see the file has been successfully downloaded. If you open it, this is the actual file, you can view it. So the thing is that if you, let's suppose if you close this for some reason and again visit it, let's suppose localhost 5000, it will redirect you to the download page if you see. So once you make the payment, this route will be accessible to you. So now let's suppose if I restart the application, now if you try to go to it, this route slash download, not before not paying it. So if you see, you can't go to this route slash download. So you can't go to this route directly. you do need to make the payment. So you can't go directly slash download. If you see, you can't go to it. So you do need to make the payment first of all. So this is actually the system. So after you make the payment, you will be redirected to the so this is actually the tutorial, guys. If you are interested, the link is given in the description. You will get all this source code. And the link is given. You can directly purchase it from my website procodestore.com. So I will be seeing you guys in the next one.